I still like them to get to the Super Bowl. I still like Tom Brady to be the MVP this year.
So you also played with an old Tom Brady, an older Brady. Give me something also hyper competitive. I always said Brady may be the best pre-snap quarterback ever. Literally,
that's true.
Going to the line and saying, nope, I know exactly what's coming. They always said the way you can't beat Brady, but the way to hopefully was switch at the snap. And even then, Tom could, because Tom's taking that shotgun, he takes his eye off the defense for a quarter second to get the snap. But if Tom has taken the snap, that didn't work either.
TB12 is on the FU tour. He's on the FU tour. He is. There's no other way to put it.
Do you think that he gets motivated by stuff like that, or does he already? Is it already built in?
You have been around. Oh, now look. You have been around. Is there? Let's put it this way. Is there any more competitive individual than John Elway that you've been around? Right.
Not that I've been around.
Okay.
No.
Right. Quarterbacks of a certain variety, breed, however you want to put it. He's that, and he's still pissed off about his draft position. And he's won 4 rings, and he's got the supermodel wife. He's got.
Right.
I mean,
and that factors in. The wife factors into it.
Look, I mean, you're talking about have you won life? Have you been able to turn around and say, "Look at me now"? That's what a lot of people operate in this world. And yes, absolutely, he's using this. There's no question he's on an FU tour, and he's showing everybody about what's what. I am putting them in the 1 seed right now.
Until we see real evidence of Tom Brady's decline, we have to assume that he will remain as one of the truly elite quarterbacks in the game, which makes the Bucs immediate contenders every year he's at the helm. Well, yeah, it does.
Right.
And yeah, they are, because I don't see any decline in arm strength, in the rapid release. Usually you see it in decline in the speed reading. You lose some reflex and you're a little slow on the draw, getting the ball away to receivers. I don't see any of that. I don't see the passion or the emotion declining at all. I think he's still right there. And I'm going to remind you, the last time we saw Tom Brady on a football field, they got down, and some of it was his fault, some of it was the defense's fault, but they did get down, and all of a sudden, here came Brady doing what Brady always does. He scored 24 unanswered points on the Rams' defense.
What would Brady have been without Rob Gronkowski?
I still think he would have been Tom Brady. When you give this man a tight end, somebody to throw the ball to in between the numbers, Tom Brady is going to pick you apart.
Tom is just different, right? When I say this, I say Tom's the best player who's ever played the game. And a lot of my peers and the other athletes, they're like, how? He knows to play defense. He's not super quick, or he's this and that. Tom is the best because he's already playing the game. Like, we're playing the Giants or wherever it is. He's played that game 10 times before we played. I remember in the now it was different for him or for me playing a quarterback like that because he was so well prepared. And it wasn't just enough for the starters, Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, to be prepared. No, we need the rookies to be prepared the same way as the starters.
If you're always a guy that brings it every game, and Tom Brady is that guy, there's only so much more you can bring. There's only so much more that can get your attention. Like, he brings it every game, and he doesn't need the external factors to say, all right, man, I need you to bring it or ratchet it up a notch more. It's already there.
You don't think he's sitting there thinking, I'll show you, I want to be the best 40-year-old quarterback ever? I want to be the guy who's playing at age 42. You don't think that motivates him, that he comes back at age 39 and he looks like he's better than he was 29? You don't think? I
just don't know if he thinks that far ahead. I mean, I could be wrong. I just think Brady is just he's a game by game. I'm going to bring it every game, and at the end of the race, when it's all said and done, I'll look back on it and I'll say, job well done.
I see no decline. I see no drop-off. And to me, I just showed you 2 throws, the big one to Mike Evans and then the 3rd and 10 to Cameron Brate. Those are big-time MVP caliber throws to me, and you will see more of same this year.
Let me give you some of the great tight ends in football. How about Tony Gonzalez? We going to ignore what he brings to the table? How about Ozzie Newsome? We going to ignore what he brings to the table? How about Shannon Sharp? who I consider to be one of the greatest, arguably the greatest tight end in NFL history. How about guys like that? How about Kellen Winslow Sr., okay? With Ed Coryell, Dan Fouts, Chuck Muncie in the backfield, Charlie Jordan. Yeah, I know a little bit of history myself, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, Kellen Winslow Sr. was something special, okay? So what I'm saying to you is this. Again, not throwing any shade on Rob Gronkowski. He was phenomenal. He was great. But what if Brady was throwing the football to those dudes? You trying to tell me there would be a drop-off because it was them instead of Gronkowski? I say not. Tom Brady is Tom freaking Brady.
I remember when we played the Chiefs in the championship game, and normally like they give us time off, right? Well, Tom Brady he puts in the max text, like the offensive skill positions, the running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, and he's showing video of each cornerback. Each safety, he's slowing his feet. He doesn't do well with bumping one man, or we can beat him with back shoulder passes. Each guy's giving him like 3-4 minutes. I'm like, I've never, and then we're in a separate group chat, all the players like, yo, did you see this? This dude is so prepared. He knows where he wants to go with the ball. Winning is the only thing that matters.
Tom Brady and Gronk did a big hype video for the Lightning before the Stanley Cup final game last night.
Let's do this, Lightning. Bring home the cup. Let's go!
And some are apparently upset about that. Is it bothersome to you that Tom Brady, you felt like Tom Brady was going to be a New England guy, like a masshole through and through his whole life, and now he isn't? Does that bother you?
No, because we were nothing before him and Kraft came in. When we played in that little dumpy stadium. He took us to 9 Super Bowls. We won 6. And then what I loved was people going like, oh, it's his system. He's a system quarterback. And then he won without Belichick. So that shut everybody up.
Amen. Well put. And, Bill, you're incredibly successful.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get into this whole thing where, like, somebody leaves and you loved him, so now you're going to trash him, and then he's never going to want to come back to Boston again. We have as a sports community, have a bad habit of doing that. There's a lot of legends in the past that don't come back here anymore.
And last point about the leadership, when the quarantine happened, right? And you had to be like, sort of like the bubble, how the NBA had it. It was like the quarantine. And there was so many different rules that we had to abide by, and it was different.
Right.
And he had his own meeting and said, listen, I'm here to win, right? We can party and go to Vegas after this season, whatever you want to do. Gronk, if you want to go to Vegas, take your shirt off and do your thing in Vegas, cool. But right now, I need everybody to lock in. I don't need no coaches to talk about it. This is what we're doing. And if you can't abide by these rules of the quarantine to win a championship, the only goal that matters, then you can't be here. And when you see that, it's like he's bought in, so we're bought in. And
I've heard you on the show call about Aaron Rodgers and say he's the baddest of all time, but he's not the greatest of all time.
That's true.
So Brady gets the greatest because of those 7 rings, and I never doubt him.
Yeah, my point with the whole thing, Bill, was I guess 6 championships and changing the way the whole nation views our region wasn't enough. He has to be a Bruins super fan for the rest of his life.
Yeah, the guy's from California. He's an upstanding member of the community, and now he's in Tampa. So what's he going to go down there and be a jerk? No, he's going to be what he always is. He's a winner. He's trying to help them out. By the way, I missed the game. Who won?
Tampa.
Lightning.
Toronto?
Yep. Brady got the win.
Tampa?
Lightning.
Yep.
Yeah.
he's just a different type of leader, athlete, and one. So, like you talked about, just preparing and knowing where he wants to go with the ball before the snap happens. That's him.
Brady's Brady he can be great with everybody. He's one of the great. We all know how great he is. Mm-hmm. Gronkowski's, you know what you like about Gronkowski? He's a throwback. He can block. He took hits. He bounced off tackles. He played hurt. He was so much big guy bouncing around. He can go. He was so much fun to watch. Who can figure? And remember,
and he's fun-loving.
And fun-loving. He was fun.
Travis Kelce is one of the greatest tight ends ever.
That's what I'm saying.
But Gronk is the greatest tight end in league history.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe as I post a new Tom Brady video every day.